Alright, this should be a quick video. There are two questions. One, how do we keep track of like the ginormous amount of work we have to do? Because it starts to clutter and then you're like, I don't know which pages I've written for which dragon or which kid or which self. So these haven't I just bought a bunch of thicker books because some of these I'm going to do at the Auror or the Confessor level, and I want to keep everything like nice and tight. So I'm gonna get them like a Yoda Balls green fake leather book cover, and then put that on here, and it will be nice. It'll be very nice. Anyway, the point is this: you're gonna to submit for your A&R marks, there is a very small window of like actual necessity, and this is it. So Dino Star is a Confessor dragon, so I'm gonna have to write in her Confessor dragon later down the road. But we do page 1 and we do the title. So I go for the lower worlds work first because they're like the worst and then the dirtiest. And I'm gonna explain something to you. Because here are like, so these last two are for the Confessor dragons. O is for the Auror dragons. But all the other, so like this will be your normal submission. Okay. So basic, so this is the generic section. ASSIAH, AYA, O, OKHO, PIDL, and NFS. Okay. And then on the other side, so YETZIRAH, BRIAH, ATZILUTH, OA, WA, NFT. So those tables are just so you can like check, 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 check when you've written out the full page going down the road, okay? So then we have, let's explain this. So O, we'll explain that on the other Auror pages. So we have knife rape, pedo, evil, demon hell 2, demon hell 3, demon hell 4. Psychic attack and sex crimes. Do you need it in any other fashion? No. No, you do not. So like you do not need them in order any specific way. You just need all of them. Period. Okay, so I would buy a book like this for you, yourself, okay? And then the dragons that you're gonna submit. And then you section them off. If you've already done a number of pages for you or your dragons, rip them out and then paste them in here. And then when you're gonna submit them, like everything's organized and like you can have everything checked and double checked. All right, so that's just the basic for the basic A&R marks. If you are an Auror, okay, because of the grid of the planet, when you're like chasing after somebody and they do something really stupid, what happens is it reverberates through your field and it might traumatize you or traumatize your brain. And so you're still not like capable of transmuting your own energy field really quickly because you're dealing with the traumatic input that's coming through your brain because of their bad Shakti, right? So that's what that O is for at that I showed you on Dino Star. So what we call that is non-O. So it's like non-omega. And because when you're an Auror, you need a much greater level of omega energy. So you need to have that on all of your worlds. And I'll show it to you in the next book. But the other component is that you need to do a whole lot more worlds. So you have to do all the worlds that Lucifer and I identified with the other dragons through the bottom of the Hell Realms. We've got about 47 of them, and we have names for them all. And then you need to do up to the world Isis above. So it's like from Bina all the way to the bottom of the Qliphoth. And those worlds include Qliphoth Id, but like because of what Elijah showed me, there is like a whole set section underneath that, and it's like we're gonna that's for confessor level. So if you can even just get to the ones that we did, that will be sufficient for an Auror. Now, as you progress down the line in your career, you'll just start doing another page a day for yourself because you have so much self-accountability and self-mastery that the idea of just writing at another page and going down another level to clean anything out, because when you have to have one thought that's even somewhat disturbing, where it's not like where you're not in mastery of your own energetic field, like, and it takes 5 seconds of your brain to like rewire it, that's wasted time. And you're not ever going to want to be like that as you progress down the road. So you usually just will go, I'm going to write my pages. Okay. Then there's this component. All right. So here we have Elijah's. Now I'm going to show you what an Auror book will look like. The page fell out because I wrote, there are all these extra worlds, and I'm going to go through them, and I'll give you the text like I put it down there. So not, good, God, love, hate, curse-free, karma, magic, responsibility, Geo. So when we get to Geo, that's the level of the earth. So it's like this. So ASSIAH all the way down to Geo. So that's how far down into the hell realms it goes. Boom. All right, so that is where we're actually alchemically able to like manipulate the geological structure of the planet. So it's that. So, and then we go hell, service, grace, enlightenment, blessing, red rose, ANDESINE, fate, blank page, GRACIE book. Oh wait, there are more. Here are more. Tiger Eye, GBP, I forget what that one's called. It's like Gob Bath or something. GOE, HDHP. So that's high def Hufflepuff. So that's where like you get better like prefect grids when you start going down here, and then high def Gryffindor and high def Ravenclaw. All right, Justice, LBTG, Light Brigade. I forget what that is. And then we've got PT, and then we have Real Gryffindor, MFO, MFO2. So this is where we're starting to get somewhat next to like where Elijah's grid goes down all the way down to Qliphoth Id. So everybody's going to hate him because he was Aleister Crowley. But at the end of the day, like what he's been able to show me for the planet is bizarro. So it kind of reverses his criminality because we're going to white collar him in some weirdo fashion. But he has like 50 more hell realms, and then it goes into Qliphoth Id at the bottom of that. Unbelievable. But that's also the Osiris grid, so gross. AFQ, LOWDONE, and then HOA, that's like Homeowners Association, and then that's where we normally just will stop there at the bottom of hell, and then somebody like Elijah will go another 50 to 100 layers deep in. So I'll get the, we don't have any of the names for them yet, but that's why when I feel like a comet of Shakti coming from the planet to wake him up, he actually has the power to crack the planet in half. So there's a component when you go that deep into the hell realms, like you actually have the manpower to do that work. Now I do more of the higher heaven work, and then just getting down to HOA is like that's like where Lucifer would sit at. Okay, so and then we have the higher worlds. Okay, so this is from the Auror stuff. So the Aurors are not usually attacking the higher worlds unless they're like Ravenclaw. Okay, so if they're like specifically high level Ravenclaw-ish Auror, they might do a lot more of the higher worlds, but we get there in the Confessor program anyway. So the point is we go NFT. So this is now going upwards. So YETZIRAH, BRIAH, ATZILUTH, OA, WA, NFT, Hero, Heaven, Dragons, Jedi, Night Fury, Light Fury. Now the Seraphim level is also the same as the HASHMALIM level. Okay, so it's the same arc. And then we go KHAMAEL or TZADKIEL. So it's like the house of, so it's the archangel level of that initiation. Power of God, Real God, Isis. And then the next one's called Isis Clarion. And it'd be the difference between Tinkerbell and Queen Clarion. Okay. So if you're going to write an Auror book for someone because they're doing stupid shit, you would format it like this, and you would just start working on it. So all their evil, and then you might have other things on here, but this is the basic template. So if they're giant liars, you might go all their lies, and you would put an L in their thing. And like my Auror book for Star is something else, and that's Auror level 2. Okay, so when you get into my sphere of trust, like real sphere of trust, then you get to know the non-generic things that we do for people. And the same thing goes with the Confessor School. Okay. I really would like Elijah to write his own book. Every single day that I have to write something for him is going to be like $1 million. I am so grossed out at everything I've had to do. So, because when you're an Auror, you have to clean out everybody's astral imprint from every lifetime they've ever had in any star system for infinity. It's so gross. All right, so let's just say we want to keep everything in one book, right? And maybe we have to do the Confessor level. So now I'm going to flip a couple more pages, and maybe we're going to add all those extra hell realms and extra heaven realms. Remember the Confessor books? Those ones are going to be 100 worlds down and 100 worlds up. All right. So this is how we start. All of Elijah Wood's knife rape goes into the lava or cobra acid. Do you see how it says basic? Okay. All of his pedo goes into the lava. All of his evil goes into the lava. I'm just writing the top line. You have to fill it out completely, okay? All of his sex crimes, all of his psychic attack, all of his demon in hell, all of his demon in hell 2, all of his demon in hell 3, all of his demon in hell 4, and then the next one's rad. because when you're ordering somebody else, the non-O is even, that's a whole other ball game. All of Elijah's non-omega energy goes into the lava or cobra acid. Okay. All right, so those are the basic ones. Usually when you write a grid, you have to do a beginner level first. Okay. So it's like initial sense of Shakti. So it's like learning red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay. So that's the generic. And now we have to break down all the different shades of red and all the different shades of orange and all the different shades of yellow, etc., etc. And then we have a real rainbow. And that's the whole next ball game, because that's where the real Shakti. So one could be like, like a little thing of Shakti, and then the other is like a brick fucking wall. All right. So here we go. All of Elijah Wood's knife rape, ASSIAH. Because we start with the world ASSIAH, goes into the lava or cobra acid. Somebody's like, if you have to go through all of these, I'm going to shoot my brain out. I know. But some people are just so dumb that usually I have to go through every single thing. Okay, so like, let's just say, if you make a mistake, it's okay. You just write the next line. All of Elijah's psychic attack, ASSIAH, goes into the lava or cobra acid. Okay. So you go through all of them. Demon in Hell 2, ASSIAH. Demon in Hell 3 and 4, ASSIAH goes into the lava or cobra acid. Okay, we get the point. Got it? And then same thing with the non-O. All of Elijah Wood's non-O, ASSIAH goes into the lava or cobra acid. See, I still make mistakes. You can make mistakes, it's fine, but you just do another line. You keep going. All of Elijah Wood's knife rape, AYA, the next world, okay? And so you get everything done, and then it's like, check, 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 and everything's nice and tidy. So the other point is that it's really nice to lay out the book. And if you know some people have really bad worlds, to do those worlds first. And then it helps even them out. So like if somebody's top heavy instead of bottom heavy and you get all their bottom cleaned out, that's actually like a really nice gift. Now, there are two things that you still need left over to do for like major Auror book work. And those are the karma prisons, but also the eggs. Now, for my dragons, what I'm going to be doing is the eggs at the back. So I'll do the basic egg protection, going from the back, working forward. And then if I have to do another book, then I do another book, you know. But for somebody that I'm doing an Auror grid on, because they're being total demons, I start going, here is his demon and hell karma prison planet. And just remember, each bubble you draw clockwise. Yes, I fill out every single thing with more cobra acid, because the more my brain goes, spew cobra acid, spew cobra acid, spew cobra acid, that's what eats through the delusions. That's what eats through the metallic energy, like, ugh, and the bad thought imprints and the cords. It is the best cord cutting vibrational energy that I have seen thus far is the cobra acid. I've seen nothing better than that in the lava. It is what it is. Anything else, and it's like pepper spray, you know. All right. Now, the next question is, okay, I have kids. I want to like submit them. I want them to go to Hogwarts or they're filthy. Okay. Do I get my kids to write their own pages? Do I write my kids' pages for them? This is what I'm doing. I write my kids' basic egg. All right. And then I do my kids' basic paper. So this, and I have a lot of kids I'm doing this for, not just my own, my nieces and like my cousin, my second cousins, and like everything, and all the kids that I want to ascendio and get across the abyss as fast as possible. So I do the basic pages layout, and then that will help them. And then when they're old, like as they age, they can start to write their own pages. And yes, they have to know what knife rape is before they're ever allowed to do magic. Because the idea that you would hand a wand over to a kid that doesn't understand that you're not allowed to spew knives at like somebody's vagina or penis is like insanity. So they have to be pure. They have to be pure and like and mature to ever like get to have a wand ever. So if there's also the component, like if my kid doesn't see or hear dragons, like if they don't hear or see dragons and they can't get like the names of any dragons, it's because they're a muggle. Okay, so you need to know that the dragons are gonna show up in some form or another, and then they'll come in spurts, and like that there will be no shortage of dragons. I can guarantee you. So you start with one, and you get the paperwork done for one, and then another one will show up, or then another windfall of 14 of them will show up. Okay, so you need to understand that. So this is just a bad way that I just started doing it haphazardly with just extra papers, but all my kids, kid number 2, because I don't have names on my kids, you know, because I've never met them. Kid number 2's knife rape goes into the lava or cobra acid. Yeah, I started writing evil, but it was knife rape. And then kid number 2's evil. Okay, so those are usually the first ones that I do, is knife rape and evil. Unless you're an adult, and then it's like get the pedo out like fast. It's so gross. It's so gross. You don't even want one thought of icky anything. And then you're like, okay, so then my kid number 1's knife rape goes into the lava. Okay, so like it's fine if you're doing 5 pages. How many pages are we doing now? Because you need to do up to Demon in Hell 4. So knife rape, pedo, sex crime. So we have the first 5, and then we have all the Demon in Hell. So 9 pages for each kid, plus the egg. Okay, so it's a good investment. It gives them a nice little foundation, and then they're set for like a good time. And these are all like my kid 1's Demon in Hell. All right. My kid 2, Demon in Hell number 2. Yeah. So if you have 8th house Nexa work, you're going to be submitting grids for Mother Earth. You should probably send me an email and ask about any special formatting, but it's pretty consistent along with the same lines. But that's part of the way you get 8th house Nexa work, is that you're like, I'm going to sell my life to God and Mother Earth, and then you start being Mother Earth's bitch and getting all the paperwork done for her. And like the egg we just built on Mother Earth, I need to clean up even more in the lower worlds, but we got the whole spectrum. So we got up to the top, the 100th world up, I believe, and then we got all the way down to HOA. But now, because what Elijah showed me, it's like a whole other spectrum of Mother Earth world, like underworld, that I need to clean out even more. And that's just the egg. That's just the egg. So that's that, and anything else. So we have Dino Star, we have Elijah, and then did I want to show Lucifer's book? There's nothing new. Oh, I will say this. It's stupid unless you are definitely wanting to become a confessor and you're like, yeah, I'll put in 500,000 more hours into this. Are these, so that's the non-O, so that's for Auror, but this is ineffective confession, and then this is sterile confession. So then you write out all of, so for your dino, because you have to make sure that your dragons are not sterile, just like to produce confession magic or ineffective confession magic, okay? So that's about it. And yeah, you'll have to do that for yourself as well. But that's why we don't really do any of that work until we have our A&R marks or have like our Auror going on, because like I'm not wasting my time even doing that until I get my Auror stuff going, even though that makes no sense. But other than that, we are good to go.